Okay, we're live on Facebook Live, and we're live on IGTV, Instagram,
Aren't we cool?
and here's this beautiful woman with this beautiful azure sky, the mountain with the sun shining on it. It'll be gone by the time we're done with this show, so enjoy it the way it is right now. And Jerry Kern is the first one watching Facebook.
Hi, Jerry.
Today.
Is that a G or a J?
That's a G.
So that's probably a lady.
Probably a lady.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hi, Jerry.
You know, in the old days, the only women that had men's names, like Georgie and Jerry and, etc., were strippers.
Oh, well, he's not implying this, Jerry.
No, not at
No.
all. No, not at all.
Well.
Well, I have to introduce you.
Yeah,
Oh.
did you ever say her name?
Oh, right.
Okay.
I'm going to need therapy to find out who I am.
Okay. So this woman sitting in front of you,
Yeah. What about her?
okay, aside from the fact that she is beautiful, okay, aside from that fact, she is also extremely smart, well informed, and never tells a lie. Maybe so often a little.
I don't.
Doesn't tell a lie.
I made introduce me.
So here she is, Suzanne Summers.
Thank you. Hi, Caroline.
Hello.
I don't lie
No, you don't.
at all
No.
because I don't know, it was maybe 6, 7, maybe 10 years ago. I thought I'm never going to exaggerate again because that's a lie. You can like make it seem better than and bigger than. And I asked myself, why was I doing that? And so now if I'm going to even be tempted to exaggerate something, my inner voice goes, well, that's not exactly true. And then I tell you the absolute truth. So I just finished reading a book called Lies by Sam Harris, not the singer. And the author said the same thing. He said, we tell little lies during the day without even thinking about it, just to smooth things over. And so I don't do that. You'll hear it like it is from me. So hello, everybody.
Hello, everybody.
It's a beautiful day, and my husband is taking me out on a date tonight
Yep.
after this.
Yep.
And we had a fun night last night. We had a couple of girls over. It was you and 3 women. You liked it, didn't you?
No, I didn't like it. I loved it.
You did.
Are you kidding? I like swimming in estrogen.
Well, it was great last night.
The more the better.
No, my girlfriend came over for dinner not too long ago with the other girlfriend who was here last night along with her husband and my girlfriend's husband. But last night it was just the 2 women. And she had asked me, would I teach her how to make that dinner? It was a simple roast chicken dinner. I'll make it for you sometime. If you can master a roast chicken dinner and know how to make the great sauce for your roast chicken, you can wow anybody. And these people eat in the greatest and the bestest and the finest. And so I taught them how to make a roast chicken dinner. And my secret ingredient is that Tuscan sea salt rub. Do we still have that in stock right now, Caroline?
We don't. We are out of stock.
Oh, when will it come back in? When the ships get in at Long Beach?
No, it's not a ships in at Long Beach thing. We have the herb de Provence and we have the Southwest rub.
That would work just as well.
Yes, exactly.
Just as well. I just got, I like the Tuscan, maybe because of the name, because I think, okay, the Italians will know. But anyway, that's like, rather than going through the spice store and a little of this, a little of that Tuscan or the Provence or the Southwest sea salt rub just has it all in the perfect balance along with sea salt. And then I add paprika and cook everything in one pot. The baby yams, the sweet carrots, the cipollini onions whole. Was that all that was in there? Yeah, that's all that's in there. And then when you serve the dinner, everybody gets a cipollini onion, which has now been roasted to perfection. You get a little baby yam, which just you cut it open and squeeze it, and it's all soft inside. And then Alan carves chicken so beautifully. They're like precision. So he puts 3 or 4 slices of perfect chicken breast, but thin, and then the carrots, and then we had a chopped green salad on the side, but it was the sauce. And I said, you won't make this sauce the first time because you won't have the gold. The gold is the stock that I make every week. I just made from last night. I made stock this morning. I got up this morning at 7 a.m. First thing I did was put the stock on. Then all day long the house smells like this great something going on. And then when you want to make sauces, that's your gold. You don't need much because it usually if you did a really good stock, it gets very gelatinous. It's like Jello, and then you know you really have a great stock. And so that we made a great sauce last night, and I think they were very appreciative. And maybe they'll make it for their husbands sometime. Come over and show them how handsome you look. Look at my husband.
Oh,
Wow, he's all dolled up tonight.
well, we're going.
You guys look great, and the sky is so pretty. What a beautiful picture.
Yeah, come over here, Al.
Okay, I will.
Oh, he's changing
I
the
will.
camera so he will be
Okay.
perfectly in focus.
That's right. I mean, if I'm.
I
back
really
over-
love that jacket.
Thank you.
Wow, it matches my skirt.
Okay.
I have a black leather skirt and you have a black leather jacket.
Oh.
Kind of great.
Leather.
Doesn't
We're
he
gonna
look
have
great?
a leather night.
Huh?
Okay.
What?
Yeah, leather night.
Wow, you guys look great.
Yeah, well, you know, a little
Take a picture.
of this, a little of that. Yeah, we'll take
Have
a
someone
picture
take
tonight.
your picture tonight.
Okay. Have someone take our picture tonight.
I can do that.
No, you can't.
No, I can't do that.
Oh, can you do it right now?
I could do it right now.
All right. No, gotta do that. All right.
Yeah, no, we can do it later. It's gonna be
Okay.
cuter.
No, I'm
No,
gonna-
we're doing a photo session right now, Caroline, okay?
Lean in.
We gotta take
lean
our
in.
picture.
Lean in. This is
Yeah,
gonna be cute.
I want these outfits. You guys are great.
Okay.
Okay, we did it.
Okay.
And then we'll take another one. Yeah.
So I'm going back to my regular job now.
Okay, please do. Please do. Don't fall down on the job, as they say. Anyway, what did we do today? We took a long walk, and it was a beautiful walk. Was I in the radio this morning? Or was that yesterday morning? I did a radio tour for 2 hours, and I had a very busy day yesterday. I had the radio tour, and then I had my physical therapist comes at 8, and I did the radio tour before that, so I got up at 4:30 and went from city to city to city. But it's such an incredible thing. They put on these tours, and you just go from one city to the next to the hottest radio show in that city at that prime time in the morning when the Easterners are driving to work, and by the time I finish, now the people on the West Coast are driving to work. And I just talk about all the stuff that I talk about with you. I never rehearse anything or plan anything. And then the physical therapist came. We did that. And then, then we had yesterday was when we did our eyebrows, I think. Or maybe that was the day before. Anyway, we've been busy with seemingly trivial things, but things that make life nicer. And then I cooked that great dinner for last night. We had a really, really fun time. Life is what you make it, and people aren't going out to big events right now. Not, gosh, everyone I know has COVID. Everyone.
Not me.
You don't anymore, but now Bruce is coming down with it.
And us.
Yeah.
Well, he's coming down with something. I don't know what he has, but so far he's negative. Hey, Alan, can you reposition the camera? Oh, there you go. You just did it. Thank you.
Well, it makes sense if even though you weren't sleeping together while you had COVID, but you're in the same house, makes sense that that's probably what's happening because the first, you can test negative. I find the test so, what's the word I'm looking for?
Well, I can tell you, the guy who invented the test, I can't remember his name. I've seen him a couple of times on TV, and he said something that just stuck with me.
And what was that?
He said the test itself is often a false positive.
Mm.
He said, if it were up to me, I wouldn't be using that test.
Mm.
So that's
Well,
from the
I've
guy.
had it twice, and both times I've tested negative every time, except for the 2 times I felt really bad.
Wow. So
And
when
it
you
was positive,
so when you felt bad, you were positive.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
the test felt accurate to me.
Yeah.
But who knows? But anyway, today's a hair show.
It is.
Today is hair day.
It is. I love our hair products. I always tell you this story, but I remember after our house burned down, we moved from house to house to house. We've been homeless for a while. And I was in one of the bathrooms of one of those houses, and I had on the bench in the bathroom all this hair stuff, and conditioner for dry hair, for extra dry hair, for colored hair, for badly colored hair, for damaged hair, for really damaged hair, for your hair's just awful kind of conditioner. It ran the gamut. I bought anything that had a promise, and I'm looking at the shampoo one day in the shower, this other brand, and I went, what? $67 for shampoo. $67.
Wow.
And I thought, is that what I've been spending? You know, you kind of spend without thinking it through. And so that's when I told Caroline, let's talk to our formulator and come up with our own line of hair care. It took a while. We couldn't get the right slip in the conditioner. We couldn't get the right suds in the organic shampoo. We just had a lot of time. I said, I don't want to sell shampoo or conditioner until it's better than the expensive stuff with the chemicals that I've been using, because I know who we are as women. We don't want to use chemicals, but if the organic stuff doesn't work as well, you go to the chemical stuff. So that's the criteria for all our products here. Well, we came up with it. We came up with the greatest shampoo. It's all I use. The greatest conditioner. It's all I use. And then there's the activating serum, which I can't live without. That's this. Straight hair or frizzy hair. Oh my God! You once you start using this activating serum, you'll never stop. And
Oh, it's so good.
and then here is the volumizing hair elixir. Now, it doesn't promise to make your hair grow, but it's going to make your hair better, a lot better, a lot better. How about that for a description? And then here's the styling gel, which Alan can't live without the styling gel. A couple of pumps and he sticks it in at the roots. And then there's the finishing gloss.
Actually,
So you can either get the large size activating serum or the small size.
I've started with the finishing stuff.
Oh, how do you like that?
I like it. I've never used it before until about, 2 weeks ago.
If you use too much, your hair can get greasy. But if you use just enough to like smooth down the
Well,
flyaways,
Okay, well, I usually use too much of everything.
you do.
So I probably use too much, but I'm okay. And my hair today,
You look really good.
okay, well, this is not,
Haven't I been complimenting you today?
you have.
Yeah, I walked by. He was sitting at his desk, which is the bed, and I looked at. I said, "You look really cute." He had really cute jeans on that were rolled up and bare feet, and a great gray sweatshirt. And your hair looked great, and
Except
your
my
tan.
toe nail polish.
It's bad. No,
Okay.
you know why we're not getting our toes done this week?
I don't.
Lori's not working this week because so many of her clients have COVID. She just wants to stay home and be safe.
Wow.
You know, she's working with people in their homes and
Yeah.
doing, and
Right.
that's a super spreader too. So these are the times. These are strange times right now.
And I'll tell you,
I
I'm just
pray to be on the other side.
Following the compliments from Instagram
Uh-huh.
and Facebook Live, they've reached like the end of the rope with this whole thing. Okay,
What are they
I'm
saying?
not getting political
Yeah.
about it. Okay.
What are they saying?
And well, they're talking about the tests that are not reliable, and people are saying, you know what? I'm just sick and tired of this whole thing. Okay, it's done. We keep getting mixed messages, which is true.
Yeah.
Do we wear them? No, we don't
Yeah.
wear. Should we wear two
No,
of
everyone's
them?
confused.
So as a result, I'm looking at these comments, and people, there's not one comment that is a positive about what we've all been going through for almost
our-
2 years
I
now.
think we can all agree on that, and God, we all need a break from it too. It's like I don't know about you guys. I just want to talk about anything else. It's just become so tedious.
Well, it's tedious because it's the state of the nature of things right now. But anyway.
Yeah, it's been 2 years. Like we're
Yeah.
just all, of course, we're
Yeah.
all over it.
Yeah. So, now what do we talk about?
Well,
Think of something, Caroline.
How about those funny hair commercials that?
Oh, I
that were on
remember
your
them all.
story today. Do you guys remember those hair
I-
things from the 70s and 80s?
Gee, your hair smells terrific. And I remember Farrah Fawcett. Farrah Fawcett had the hair. She had the hair of the 70s. She was a great star. Life was taken so early. But Farrah and I had the same manager at the time, Jay Bernstein. And that's why I went to Jay Bernstein, because I had been hired for Three's Company just for a first 6-week pickup, and with no guarantees of anything after that. So I went to Jay Bernstein, who was managing Farrah Fawcett into incredible stardom, and I said, I will give you every penny that I'm making on Three's Company for these 6 weeks if you will make sure that after these 6 weeks, if the show doesn't get picked up, that everyone will know my name. And he told me years later, he said, I didn't think you were particularly good looking, and I didn't know if you were talented, but I hadn't seen that kind of drive since Sammy Davis Jr., so that's why I took you. Anyway, I started to notice in the first year that I'd get an article in a magazine, but Farrah would be on the cover. And then the next article in a magazine, I'd notice Farrah's on the cover, and I realized he was doing a trade. He said, all right, you put Farrah on the cover, and I want you to put this new girl inside. And then it worked, and pretty soon I was the one, not that she wasn't, I was the one on the covers. And she and I were two of the biggest cover stars of that era, and it was really, really fun. So I never met Farrah. Jay kept us separate. He didn't want us to, compare notes or anything. And then one night we were at that party.
That's funny, isn't it?
Yeah. He didn't want us talking. So one night, long after he was no longer our manager, either of us, I went to a party in Malibu at this woman's house, and Farrah was there. And she comes over to me. She goes, we should meet. And I said, yeah, we should. She said, come with me. So we go to the ladies' room, and Farrah sits down on the toilet and starts peeing, and that's how I met Farrah Fawcett, while she was peeing on the toilet. And it was weird. It was weird, but I got to know her.
Wow, how interesting. I didn't know that story.
Yeah. Remember I came out of the bathroom and I said, it's kind of weird. But anyway, girls always go to the bathroom together. If you
I don't know what that's about.
I don't know either.
Guys don't.
Well, you all pee together, but I find what you do really where you stand and hold on to the wall.
Well, you hold on to the wall if you've been drinking too much.
Is that why the men hold on to the wall?
Yeah, otherwise they'll pee all over the floor. Yeah.
I bet there's pee all over the floor in the men's bathroom all the time.
No,
Is there?
guys get used to standing next to each other and peeing.
And talking. Yeah.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And every so often, I can remember as a kid, I'd go to a sporting event and they didn't have individual urinals to pee into. They would have these long metal troughs so that, at a break in the sporting event, 50 guys can run into the bathroom, stand side by side and pee.
Do you look over and kind of measure one another, like,
Every so often, you
Really?
look over. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You can't help it. Yeah, you can't help it. Yeah. So, and it's like a furtive glance.
Yeah, because
Okay.
you look too long.
And I'm not going to go into any description, but there are different ways that guys who go into the men's room to pee prepare for the event itself. There are different ways of doing it, and I'm not going to describe them. Okay.
You mean
But all the guys
You
know what I'm
mean
talking about. No,
to make it look like it's more than it is?
No. It's just the preparation. Okay, it's like a ceremony. It's like the tea ceremony. Okay, it's like you're getting ready for this
Like
event.
how you take it out.
Right. And I was a little kid doing that, and I remember there was one guy, and when he started peeing, it peed to the side in my direction.
Oh,
And if I'd been standing any closer to that trough, I would have
gotten
been the
a
unhappy
spray.
recipient.
yeah. I wouldn't like that.
No.
Are you a stander or a sitter, Alan?
No, I'm a stander.
Do many men sit and pee?
Well, I
Your
guess
son's a
it,
sitter.
I think if they...
Is he? He's a sitter? That's
He's a
funny.
sitter.
I didn't know that.
I didn't...
But what's interesting is that he has a stand-up desk, so he stands for.
Oh, so it's probably
many
just a
hours
relief.
day. Yeah, it's probably just like he takes a little break.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I prefer standing up. It's,
Well, good for you.
Well, it's... pardon me. It's freeing.
Yeah. See,
No,
you never know where the show's going to go. The other day it was all about flatulence and farting, and today we're into standing or sitting while you're peeing.
That's true.
But
Hey, while we're talking about hair products, big news. We have one of the shampoos that's been out of stock is back in stock now. So we have 2 of our flavors of shampoos back in stock. The Wild Orange Vanilla which is the nourishing shampoo, and we also have the wild orange mint in the volumizing shampoo. And a lot of you have been asking, when are these coming back? So they're back. There is one other flavor that I know you guys are waiting for, which is the sweet coconut almond, and that one is not quite back. Just more just those delays that everyone's dealing with components and things. But it's close. But we do have both of those shampoos back in stock for you.
Okay. Well, here's what I want to say to you about shampoo and conditioner and these products. You're thinking, it's shampoo. So what? Well, really, where's your brain? Your brain's up here, right? And you're in the shower, and you turn on the shower, and a lot of you have steam system in your shower. So now you've got hot, steamy atmosphere in the shower with the water running, and you got your hair all wet, and now you put your shampoo on. If your shampoo is all loaded with chemicals and bad stuff, the heat from the water and the steam is going to open your pores to allow the shampoo and what's in it into your bloodstream. The brain's right up here. Do you really want chemicals washing around your brain up here? And your brains are already toxic from all the fast food and the chemicals on food. I don't know who thought it was a good idea to spray poison on our food, but that's another whole tangent. But what if you're using a beautiful, nourishing shampoo, wild orange vanilla, and you're washing your hair, and your pores are open, and the steam is all around you, and you're all warm, and you're sudsing up, and we use quinoa in here, which makes for great suds, and what ends up inside you, in your bloodstream, is good for you. There's nothing harmful there. Whereas if you use those expensive shampoos that I used to use, I was poisoning myself. And how much poison can a body handle? Shampoo with chemicals, conditioner with chemicals, styling gel with chemicals, finishing glosses and straighteners, and then your air freshener, and then the soap you're using has chemicals. At what point does your liver go, I give? And so when people are affected with one of the big diseases of today and they're so shocked, you think we're in a war for our health. It takes a lot of work right now to be healthy. But if you can use products that I think are better than the chemical products, I would never ever go back to my other shampoos and conditioners.
Kim Jackson wants to know if your shampoo is okay for color-treated hair.
Oh God. All right, I'm going to make a big admission. I color my hair.
You're kidding. You're kidding.
Yeah.
You know that I didn't find out my mother colored her hair until she was in her 80s.
You didn't? You probably weren't interested.
No, I used to go to what do they call a beauty parlor?
Yeah.
With her, okay.
Or a salon.
And the smell was awful from chemicals.
Oh,
in
no,
there.
why? Because women used to get those permanents that
The
stank.
smell was unbelievably awful.
Yeah.
But I never saw her coloring her hair. I just had that smell, and then I'd run around. I was a little boy. And then when she was in her 80s, all of a sudden I said, "Oh, look, your hair isn't black anymore." And she laughed and told me.
The shampoo, fabulous.
Yeah.
The conditioner,
I used it today. Both
incredible.
of
I
them.
used it today too. Incredible.
Yeah.
And
Yeah,
then
and by the way, you guys, today with any purchase at SuzanneSummers.com that's worth $29.99, you get a free Suzanne Organics hair elixir, which Suzanne's going to tell you about. It's a $40 value. So anything you buy today on the website that's over $30, you get a $40 gift.
yay. Can they get this book, A New Way to Age?
You can buy anything.
All right.
For $30.
If you've not read A New Way to Age, I highly recommend it. It's really a good book. It's all about what's going on with you right now.
No, it's a great book.
And what the new cutting edge things you can do to slow down accelerated aging.
You know, if this book had been around, if you written this book, 30 years earlier, our parents would still be alive.
Could be.
Yeah.
Could be. I think the whole interest in cellular health now is so fascinating. And that's where it's at. And that's why we're not selling it today, but that's that supplement we have, Senolytic Renew. It works, it rids your body of the cellular debris, the old stuff that you don't want hanging around. It's just, and that the more of that old stuff you have hanging around, the faster you age. And they're really discovering the link between youthful and aging. It's all in these cells and the health of your cells. Probably in my next book that will be covered in depth, because I'm fascinated by our cells, and I'm fascinated by our brains right now, and how we save our brains from the terrible fate that's happened to so many and so many around us, that it breaks my heart. So, but that has nothing to do with shampoo today, except it does. You know why? Because your brain is where your hair is, right there, and when you put bad stuff on your scalp with the steam, it's going to affect your bloodstream negatively, and up there in your brain, you don't want that. There's a big link between the blood-brain barrier, and so when you use this shampoo and this conditioner, you're in good hands, and your hair will look great and shiny and beautiful and lustrous. And
yeah, if you guys are new to Suzanne Organics, Suzanne doesn't use any pegs, she doesn't use any parabens, she doesn't use any chemical sudsing agents, like she doesn't use any sodium lauryl sulfate, which is a known carcinogen,
right,
and is still in many conventional shampoos or body washes or hand washes or things. And you know, that harsh sudsing agent, it can strip your hair and it can leave it feeling squeaky clean, but it actually dries out your hair. And Suzanne uses coconut cleansers, and they're much more gentle. And then she nourishes your hair with all these beautiful emollients and builds it up with protein from quinoa, and they're just beautiful. But she's been out there for a while showing us a better way.
I'm so pleased with it. Now, I want to talk about the activating serum. It comes in two sizes. It comes in the smaller size or the big size. I have been known on the way to the airport to have the car turn around and go back because I forgot this. That's how important it is. And you can't buy it in a store. You have to get it online. So if you forget it, you're kind of screwed. All right. This is, the main ingredient here is meadowfoam seed oil, Abyssinian seed oil, Kapuasu from the Amazon. You don't have any of that at home, do you? And we're all out of Kapuasu here, Alan.
You're kidding. I think we're substituting chicken soup in there.
So anyway, after you wash, after you condition, then you towel dry your hair. And then my hair takes about 8 to 10 pumps of this. Caroline doesn't need that much for some reason. She has a lot of hair, but she doesn't need that much. But mine just like sucks it up. You pull it through your wet hair, and then you dry your hair haphazard. And now if you want curly hair, you just do this, and it scrunches up beautifully. Not tight curls, just soft, light, great. Like
no frizz.
Yeah, like my granddaughter Daisy. If you ever look her up on, I guess on Instagram, she's a singer. She's a great singer. She's going to be a big star. I will go on record saying that. She has natural curly hair. She can't live without the activating serum, and she puts it on and scrunches it up. And her hair is part of her act on stage. She throws her hair around, and you just look at her hair and you think, oh my God, what hair!
She just has those amazing, beautiful curls.
Curls, beautiful, beautiful.
And no frizz,
because she uses this stuff. Yeah, she always says, I can't do my hair without it. On the other hand,
Alan, will you show the two bottles next to each other, because we put out the 1 ounce size and the 4 ounce size, because if you guys love this product the way Suzanne and Alan and I do, the 4 ounce size is a much better value. The 1 ounce size is $35. The 4 ounce size is $60. So you're getting 4 times as much, and it's not even twice as much as the.
And you won't want to run
size,
out.
so.
You won't want. Maybe you start with a small size to see, but you'll be hooked. I'm telling you right now, you're going to be hooked, and it's a great thing to be hooked on. And you want this? Okay. On my hair, I put it on. I pull it all the way to the ends. It doesn't make your hair grow longer, but your hair looks longer because when you have it on the ends and you take your flattening iron, it goes perfectly smooth and flat, and it cooks the activating serum into the bottom of the hair so you don't get the breakage, and you look like you have longer hair. It's an incredible, incredible product. If I had to say out of all of our products, this is a tough one. But this if this wasn't number one, it'd be way up there. This
It's
and
got to be number one in hair.
yeah, it is number one in here. I can't live without it. So obviously,
Yeah.
and then
So,
this.
Alan, will you hold the 1 ounce and the 4 ounce side by side so we can see the difference?
Okay, no, I just need,
Oh, here. Trade ya. Okay. And then the styling gel. It's got what's the sugars that we use in these?
Xylitol.
Xylitol. Right. And you put it on your hand, and then you just put it at the roots to get a little fullness. Or Alan puts it through his whole head, and then he like scrunches up his beautiful curls. You have beautiful curls, Al. See the difference in the two sizes. The big size lasts a long time. I just this morning changed. I had used up a whole bottle of this just this morning, and that's been a few months that I was using that bottle that I have in my
Yeah, so
bathroom.
look at the difference. The small one, again, is $35, and it will last you a while, but the large one, 4 times as much. It's 4 ounces.
Yeah.
really?
$60.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
So by
See?
by doubling the cost of the little one, you actually get five altogether.
5. Huh?
It's 4 ounces. It's 1 ounce and 4 ounce.
Right.
You're a math
The 1 ounce
whiz.
is $35, and the 4 ounce is $60.
Right.
So it's a major discount. But also, can you hold up that hair elixir, Alan, so people can see the free gift today?
And do a better job of describing what the hair elixir does than I did.
Well, the hair elixir, after you wash and towel dry your hair, it's the first thing you use on your scalp. And you spray it all along the scalp, and then you massage it into the scalp. Because if you're looking for more volume, it starts with hair growth, right? So you have to make sure
So the
that
shaft.
you're giving your hair nutrients right at the root. So the hair elixir is a product you use to help with hair volume starting right at the root where your hair grows. And it has all organic and botanical actives that help support healthy hair volume.
And I would imagine that what happens, our scalps itch. That's probably because we get dry skin. It probably covers the shaft. The shaft has to be free and easy so hair can grow. And I'm not saying that this does it, but it doesn't not do it. How about that for us?
Yeah, right. They're going to come running. By the way, I just thought of something.
What'd you think?
Just for like one moment, getting back to what we were talking about before peeing, I had an experience with Patrick Duffy,
And what was that?
and the two of us were in London. We were all in London together. Do you remember that?
With Patrick?
Yeah. He was doing a play in the West End.
Oh, yeah.
So we went out for dinner.
Yeah, right. That's right.
And,
I forgot about that.
Yeah, so Patrick and I were in the bathroom at the same time.
Uh-huh.
Walked into the bathroom at the same time, and both of us went to the sinks and washed our hands. Guys never wash their hands before,
They touch it.
only after.
Oh. Well, you're a clean freak, and Patrick was a clean freak, too.
Yeah, well, I wouldn't call myself a clean freak.
Well, you always are using hand sanitizer and always washing your hands, and you're very cognizant of that. I always say, Alan Hamill and Patrick Duffy are my two great husbands. I had such fun working with Patrick Duffy all those years. We never had one single cross thought. We got along so great. Patrick Duffy and I'm Suzanne Mahoney, and it really worked. Patrick was over here like a month and a half ago. You say, Al?
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's in love again. His wife passed 5 years ago, and he was so distraught. They were so perfectly matched, and I'm so glad he's found new love in his life. And it's like he's come alive again. It's great being around him. Anyway,
So you guys are going out for dinner tonight, or you're having friends?
no, we're going out. We had friends. We're so popular. We had friends last night, and then we're going out tonight, and
And tomorrow night.
yeah, we're going out with our architects tomorrow.
And then the night after that.
And we are going out the night after that.
Thank God we have
Yeah.
nothing on the weekend.
Well, the great thing here is that you eat outside, and so there's no,
Right.
masks and sitting inside and all that, and we go out with small groups. So
I remember
it's
last
quite
year
lovely. Yeah,
when they said, okay, you have to wear your mask everywhere.
yeah,
Don't even think about, pardon me, whether it's outside or inside or whatever you're doing. So someone said, what about, we go to a restaurant, then what? You wear your mask in the restaurant, and when you're going to take a bite, you pull your mask down, put the food in your mouth, and put the mask up. Who's going to do that?
nobody does that.
Nobody's
No,
going to
no,
do
I
it.
thought they just make you wear it till you get to your table, and then when you get to the table, you can take it off.
Right. It's awful.
I mean, at least in LA, I don't know what Palm Springs is like, but that's the
Palm
that's the
Springs
LA.
is pretty strict. Palm Desert is not.
No, in the desert, generally, there are those who own small businesses like restaurants who have said publicly, I'm not going to.
I'm not the sheriff.
I'm not the sheriff. I'm not
Right.
going to stand at the door and
I'm
check
not gonna pay to hire
everyone's,
someone to stand
et
at the
cetera,
door,
and
yeah.
I'm just not going to do it. And that is, I wouldn't say that the majority of small businesses feel that way, but a lot of them do.
Yeah.
A lot of them do, and it's
Yeah, they want customers.
Yeah.
right.
You know, they want customers.
So many small businesses are really suffering, so I think they get away with whatever they can to keep the business going.
Small businesses account for 70% of our gross national product. 70%. So without small businesses, we're in deep, what.
But we're a small business.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it. I love that we
Yeah.
work for ourselves. It's so great.
Yeah.
I love that we work from home.
And no middleman.
Right.
Actually, no middle woman either.
So thirsty today.
Whenever there's a middle woman, it's always trouble. Okay. With a middleman, there's no trouble. It's just that you're irritated that you got to pay a middleman something to provide
But
a service.
a middle woman pisses you off?
No, just think about a middle woman in our relationship, okay?
No, I can't. I don't want to think about
Well,
that.
there you go.
Yeah, that
but
would
you
not
wouldn't.
work.
I wouldn't care if it was a middleman, nor would you, right?
Yeah, I kind of not understanding your train of thought, but I don't think so.
Well, we're talking about, the reason we provide all these great discounts.
Yeah.
Is
Oh, 'cause there's no
there-
middleman.
There's no middleman.
Oh, yeah, we're not on the shopping channel
and no
anymore.
middle woman. There's no
Yeah,
middle woman
this
either.
is our new shopping channel. I
That's
love
right.
it.
That's
It's
right.
it's exactly what I used to do on QVC and HSN, but it's home and it's us and we're freer.
Yeah, we used
we
to
have
have-
more leeway to talk about whatever we want,
Yeah.
and then we give you the great discounts because we don't have to give so much to them.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly, and that's the way it should be.
Yeah,
So I think, what's happened in the past 15, 20 years with technology is certainly complicated for those of us who have a problem and being digitally challenged. But when we get it, when we really get it, it's incredible. It's quite incredible. And there are also negatives about all technology. I remember.
my phone is beyond me. Everything goes wrong with my phone all the time, and it's actually ugly.
But it's not your
It's
phone.
all messed up, and there's like
Well,
steam
you
underneath the
keep
cover.
dropping it. The only place you haven't dropped it is in the toilet.
How do you know?
Right, exactly.
We're circling back to peeing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember it was only a few years ago when in 1 year she dropped, I think, four in the toilet.
Yeah.
It really, it's true.
So
Well, because
then-
you keep it in the back pocket of your jeans, and when you take your pants down, and the moment you sit on the toilet, you hear this plop, and you go, "Oh no!" It doesn't matter how fast you get it out; it goes, "Sorry, haha, got to buy a new one." Or you call somebody named Fred who's in India, who tells you to put it in a bag of rice with a hairdryer. It never works. It never works. It never works. So
Well,
I had 4, and then the last one you got, you said, "This is your last one, and you don't get another one."
Okay, so I
Yeah, aren't I a liberated woman?
okay.
Telling Suzanne Summers, you don't get
I don't get another one. Like I was a bad girl.
Right.
Like I was a bad girl.
That's right.
But you know what? He knows you so well. He knew he had to be stirred because you never dropped in the toilet after that.
I have not. I don't even keep it in the back pocket anymore.
You know, I actually thought about the fact if she's doing this on purpose, she would have flushed it.
I was not doing it. It's the moment you take your pants down and sit down, you hear that plop, and you go, no, no.
You know, it's a good thing you weren't in the middle of a conversation with the other party on the speakerphone
No.
when it happened.
Yeah.
Okay.
You're right.
They hear. Yeah, you and buttons. You love pushing buttons.
Yeah.
Okay. Before you read what they're for, you just keep pushing
Yeah.
buttons till something happens.
Yeah.
And one of these days, ladies and gentlemen, one of these days, if you read about an explosion in our home, okay, I'm telling you right now that I hope nobody gets hurt. But the person who pushed the button for the explosion is sitting in front of your screen right now. Okay?
I just don't know how to use clickers. They make clickers so impossible. It's not like you could just push power and it goes on. No. Then you gotta go through all. I mean, it sometimes takes me 1 hour. And I'm not exaggerating. 1 hour to get a channel that I want to watch in our bedroom. It's the most screwed up TV. It's not our TV, and I'm grateful to have it. And I'm so grateful to be in this house until our house is finished. But wow, is that frustrating? Any of you have frustrations with turning on your TVs? It used to be so simple. It's not anymore.
It's because it's so many different. There's so many different providers
Yeah,
now.
so much
It used
content.
to just be that you'd have one, and I mean you can do that again. You can go back to that, but if you want all these other places where you can get more content, you have to. It's like it's hard to learn. I see Bruce get frustrated sometimes.
Oh,
So
good.
it's
I'm
not
glad to
just-
hear that.
You know, I was
Yeah, no,
real.
it's hard.
I was real happy with my iPhone 5, and I got conned into getting a 12 or whatever it is. Okay, and with the 5, first of all, I liked the size; it was much smaller, and secondly, I had mastered it. I knew everything about it. I knew how to do everything with it, and everyone kept making fun of me. An iPhone 5.
Yeah, what
that
was
belongs in the Marconi Museum.
the only good thing about an iPhone 5, it's the only size phone that fits in a woman's evening purse. They used to make them,
Okay.
and you can fit it in. Now you can't fit these phones into your evening purse.
But basically, the iPhone 5, which I still have, by the way, so you can use it if you
No,
want.
I don't want it. I'm getting a new one.
Well,
Caroline
you-
arranged that for me.
You're
I'm
gonna
getting a
get one of
brand new
those-
one.
Yeah, but you're not going to
Did
carry
Dave
it around.
contact you?
Yes, he's coming down
Okay,
here,
good.
and we're gonna.
You're not, but you won't carry it in your purse. You have to.
I don't
bring,
care. I don't know how I solved
You
that
can
problem.
get a smaller one. You don't have to get a huge one. You can. They come in different sizes.
I want whatever you ordered for me.
What
I'm
happened
not
to-
phone savvy.
I have to go to the Apple store with Dave.
To the Genius Bar.
Well, you know, that's a joke. Every time I've been to the Genius Bar, they talk me into buying something.
Yeah, you actually don't even go to the Apple store. You go to your provider. Like if you're T-Mobile or AT&T, you go there.
Oh, really?
Oh,
Yeah, because they're the ones who have all your stuff, and then they just switch the phone over.
I don't-
remember when it was ABC, NBC, and CBS,
And, yeah,
and you turn the TV on.
and the porn channel.
No, there was never a porn channel, and then you just go from. He's so bad. You just go for those three, and somewhere in those three, you could always find something to watch.
It's true.
A lot of options now, but it is complicated.
Yeah, very
But
complicated.
y'all-
Hey, I want to just go through the order of how Suzanne uses her hair products, because there are a lot of different things that you can choose to use. And of the things you put out today, Suzanne, just tell us the order of how you use the products.
Okay. The first thing I do, I'm just looking at everything here. I use the volumizing shampoo first. Okay.
There are two kinds of shampoo.
Two kinds. There's nourishing, and there's volumizing. For my hair, I use the volumizing.
What if you use both?
I don't know. You could. Won't hurt. I use the volumizing conditioner. So here's how I start: the volumizing shampoo, then the volumizing conditioner. Here, Al. And then the next thing I do is, when I remember, and I don't always remember, I keep it in the shower and then I forget about it, but I spray this all over my head in the shower with I towel dry my put on the activating serum, about 15 pumps for my hair. I have a lot of hair. And then I comb it through. And then I blow it dry any old way. And then I take my flattening iron after it's all dry, and I, literally, because of this stuff, the flattening iron goes shoo, shoo, shoo. It's like silk. And then all the way down to the bottom, like I said, it doesn't make your hair grow, but because it coats the bottom of your hair, you don't get that breakage. So you don't see little bits of hair all over the counter. And then the last thing that I do is, after I've got my hair looking fabulous, then I spray like two pumps of this finishing gloss, because it's an oil in there, and you just bring it over your hair for any flyaways, and then you look kind of fabulous. It's a real great line of hair care products.
Yeah, you
and
guys
organic.
You'll figure out how much you need for
Yeah.
your own.
Yeah.
Like for my hair, I use maybe 4 pumps of the True Brazilian activating serum, and for the finishing gloss, I use like half a pump. But
Wow.
you have a lot more hair than I do.
Yeah.
My hair it's big and frizzy, but I actually don't have a ton of hair. You have a lot more hair than I do, so that's probably why you use more product. And then if you want to use the styling gel, you can use that at the root. And you guys can experiment and see what works best for you.
The final thing with the styling gel, that's like 2 or 3 pumps in my hand, and I do this, and then I get underneath, I get at the roots, and actually I use that when I do the roots. I use that after the activating serum and before I use the hair dryer on my hair, just to get it all kind of full and great. But Alan uses the styling gel on his hair when it's dry, and he rubs it through and makes a few curls, and that's how he looks so cute. The great thing is it's organic. It's organic. Anytime you can use organic as opposed to chemicals, you're ahead of the game. I'll just say the same thing again and again. We're under the greatest environmental assault in the history of humanity. There's too many people have too many illnesses, too many things going wrong, too much gut problems and autoimmune problems and diseases and things. Why now? More than ever before in the history of our lives. Why? Because around the 50s is when the chemicalization of us started. And I remember it started for me with when we used to have ant infestations in our kitchen, remember? And my mother would make a sticky paste of ivory soap and put it along their trail, and they'd come out and they'd step in it and they wouldn't like it and they'd leave. And it was pretty effective. Then one day she came home with this can of this stuff, sprayed poison. You spray the poison on where the ants come out and they all die. And wow, that was great. That kills them all immediately. They don't just leave. They're gone. They're dead. And then we started spraying it around the base of the kitchen and then inside the cabinets. And then my father got an equivalent for the outside of the house, and he's putting it all around the outside of the house. Well, the good news was we didn't have any bugs, but what was going inside us? Now, we're ahead of the game then, because the food we were eating, we weren't buying organic. It's just that all food used to be organic. Nobody had thought, let's spray poison on our food at that time. But as we keep taking away the real stuff, real food, and replacing with chemicals, it's at our detriment. And people in your life, in your family, maybe you. I believe we have to start over clean and clean food. I always say with your food, if you can pick it, pluck it, milk it, or shoot it, as long as it's organic, you can eat it. It's not about diets. I was on the radio yesterday and they kept asking me about gut renew and diets and things like that. I said, dissect the word diet. Diet. Ever since we started dieting, we've gotten fatter and sicker because we're not understanding the body wants real food. The body wants products used on it that aren't full of chemicals, because everything that goes on your skin goes into your bloodstream and wreaks havoc. Everything that you eat that has chemicals in it ends up in your GI tract, and I've told you this so many times. It eats through the barrier wall and causes leaks, and leaky gut is how all the chemicals get into our precious organs and glands. How much of that can your body take? So when I'm saying it's really good hair care, it's really good. It's really good, but it's also really good for you. And I am proud of our products. I am so glad I'm in this business. I'm so glad that everybody always asks me about the trajectory of my career and how when it started, it was so huge, like hard to imagine huge, because at that time there were 3 networks, ABC, NBC, and CBS. And I was number 1 on ABC, which was the number 1 network. So wow, it was really heady. When I got fired, I was so, like, I liken it to driving down a long, lonely highway, and I'm in the back seat of the car, and all of a sudden the door opens and I'm kicked out of the back seat and the car keeps going, and I was just sitting there on the road watching the car take off. Now what? I think the greatest thing that happened was I got fired, because I got so much notoriety on that show, and then I got so much notoriety for being fired, that when I reinvented for the first time, and I've reinvented several times over the years, it works. The people came because they remember something good from the 70s. They came to Vegas. They came to my lectures. They bought my books. When I started, I was pretty, responsible for the Adult Children of Alcoholics movement, which I'm very proud. You came to those lectures. You watched the movie. You read the book.
You were pretty responsible, Suzanne. You were the very first celebrity who came out and said, "I grew up in a crazy dysfunctional home," that I knew of. Celebrities didn't used to air their dirty laundry like that. That was considered like, no, you don't talk about it. It was really, really brave what you did.
Thank you.
So many people.
It did help so many people, and especially the people in the family who didn't drink alcoholically. You could look at your siblings or your parents and go, well, I see what their problem is, but what about me? I don't drink alcoholically. I don't drink at all. If for those of you who don't drink at all, what's wrong with me? Because something's wrong, because you get so affected by growing up in an alcoholic household. I was born to tell that story, but what I'm trying to explain is I needed the extreme notoriety and lovability of Chrissy Snow on Three's Company to be able to have this loud voice to be able to start these movements. And then many years later, I'm not saying I did it, but I was certainly responsible for bringing the bioidentical hormone movement, because these doctors that I was interviewing, they were in the trenches with it, but they didn't have a loud enough voice, and they needed to be heard through me. And I, to this day, and Alan will vouch for me, we'll be in restaurants, women come over to me and almost cry.
Yep.
Because they got their life back. And I know so many of you who have read the books and have been on a bioidentical hormone replacement. You know what a difference it makes in your life. So if that's why I'm here, then how great. I feel like I have purpose, and we're all looking for purpose and meaning, and some of us have purposes that are, I think being a wonderful mother, a wonderful parent has such purpose. Our children right now, especially with, I hate to bring up the masks again, but all I hear is parents lamenting it's so hard on their kids having these masks. And the woman who came over the other day who dyed our eyebrows, she's homeschooling. And that's not what she ever planned to do, but she really wants to take charge and make sure that her child learns what she wants her child to learn. So these are crazy times, but great times. Anything that causes you to reinvent and rethink, and I wasn't planning on doing that, but now I am, that has meaning and that has purpose. There's my little soapbox.
And it always turns out better.
It does, yeah.
Always.
Yeah. If I had stayed on Three's Company, I would have been successful. I would have gone from sitcom to sitcom to sitcom. But after a while, she's on another sitcom. By the time I went back to Step by Step, you were kind of hungry to see me back in another role. And it's interesting, when I was on the radio yesterday for 2 hours, I could tell how old the DJs were by the ones who loved Carol Foster on Step by Step. And so I asked one guy, how old are you? And he was 36. I go, oh, that makes right. And then the other guy I was talking, he goes, I'm 62. I'm a Three's Company watcher. Right. So I had generations there.
The 62-year-old guy said, I grew up watching you on Three's Company.
Yeah. So you had an amazing longevity in your career.
Really?
I mean, it's really amazing that this many years that you are still so vital and have new audiences, younger audiences, older audiences. It's remarkable.
Thank you.
You must have a very good manager.
I was just going to say, Alan got me before I got me. You know what? He saw my strengths before I saw them. And when I was off Three's Company, he would not allow me to show up as guest star on anyone else's show. And everyone wanted me on their show as a guest star. I said, why? I want to work. I want to keep working. He said, you'll just be known as this woman who shows up on everybody's show. And he was right. By the time I went back to Step by Step, I had maintained my specialness, and it was from good management. And then when I got fired, he's the one who said, we're going to make this work for us, and we're never going to work for anyone ever again. And even though I did do Step by Step, if I got fired from Step by Step, I would have been sad, of course, because I loved it. But I didn't need it to survive, because we already had started our business.
No, but also step up between Patrick Duffy and the 3 or 4 executive producers. These were all really good people.
Oh, so great. Tom Miller and Bob Boyette.
Right.
So great.
And
They
Bob
did Full
Boyette's gone on
House.
to be a huge Broadway producer.
Yeah.
I think he always has like 2 to 4 shows running at the same time.
Yeah, maybe not right now, but he's a great guy. Imagine year 2, these 2 men, Tom and Bob, came to me to offer me a raise. So that, because when I went on Step by Step, there's something called a TV queue, and I hadn't been on TV for a while, so they didn't have a queue as to what was my worth monetarily. So they gave me a lovely salary, and I was very happy with it. But Patrick was making more. Year 2, these 2 men came to me and said, you and Patrick are on a par now. I never had to ask. I never had to say, remember what happened there? I didn't have to do anything.
It's so rare.
Yeah.
It's really rare.
Yeah. And we all won, because I stayed on that show for 7 years. I would have stayed on longer if it had stayed on. It was a beautiful working environment. And Tom and Bob never missed a run through, never missed a taping. They were hands-on in every way. So there.
Well, in all of the iterations of your career, it's really fun to look back at all your hairstyles. So we had some fun. Did you guys see that picture we posted today of Suzanne as one of her headliner shots in Vegas with the crimped curls?
That was my Diana Ross era.
Oh, I used to call that.
Bruce and I started dating.
Yeah, that's right.
I used to call that hooker hair.
Is that when you started dating Bruce, 87?
87.
Yeah.
And so I remember coming to your show. That's when you were at Caesar's Palace.
Right.
That's where I first saw you. And
What a ball. I've had
and you
so much
had
fun.
all those amazing costumes and the hair, and it was just a spectacle. It was so much fun.
Yes, I am aware of the varied nature of my career, and it doesn't matter what part of my career I'm working on at that moment. I love it all equally. I love lecturing. I love talking to you on this show. That's what I kept saying on the radio tour yesterday. I said, come to the Facebook, Instagram live shows, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. I said, you will love it. It's free form. I never know what I'm going to talk about. And this is something that would never happen on regular television, because it's all scripted. When I used to go on The Tonight Show even, the production person would say to me, now, Johnny's going to ask you this and you answer that. And then remember you said this, because Johnny's going to ask you this and you answer that.
But you never did.
I never did. I'd get so giddy around Johnny that I remember the first time I was on, I sat down and he said, well, we're so happy we found you, because they brought me on as the mysterious blonde in Thunderbird. He said, when'd you get here? And I said, today. And he loved how young and naive I was, and that there was no affectation with me at all, and that's why he started having me on every month or so, which was one of the thrills of my life. Anyway, we're at the end of our show. This goes by so fast. I love you all, and we have a very special show on Friday. The theme is disco, and Alan and I are going to dress up for the show on Friday. That's all I'm going to say.
If you guys want to dress up,
Yeah, have your disco parties at home.
Your lame and your sequins and your bell bottoms.
Do you have any bell bottoms, Alan?
No, I think I gave them all to the charity.
Yeah, we don't have the stock we used to have because of our move. But anyway, good night, everybody. And I'll just say it again. It's not who you are. It's not what you do. It's not what you have. It's only about who you love and who loves you, and I love you. Good night, everybody. And I
Good
love
night.
you,
Good
Caroline
night.
and Ellen.
Good night.